Mindfulness has been thrown around quite a bit these days. The idea of being fully present and engaged in your experience as it unfolds, without judgment and without resistance. Now, truth be told, you can't be in any moment other than this one. It's somewhat surprising that we have to be so poetic in our attempts to convince people of what is already happening. You are here. It's the only place to be. Eckhart Tolle says that to believe success is possible at any moment other than this one is psychotic. I can't get anywhere I hope to be without first going through this moment. And the quality with which I go through this moment will decide the quality of that magical moment out there, the completion of whatever task is on your list. In my work with high-performing business executives, the first argument that comes to the table against being present is the idea of having to let go of all the things that do need to be done, and the fear that they simply won't be done if I don't keep one hand on them at all times. And the truth is, we keep one hand on all our thoughts about what needs to be done at all times, not because it helps us get those things done, but because we're frightened. And because we have created the illusion that by keeping one hand on those thoughts, we somehow mitigate the potential for loss. We somehow reduce the possibility of failure. So there does have to be a leap of faith here. But let's not take the leap without looking. The truth is, you're here. This is where you are. If all of you can be here, and you can write down that list of things that needs to be done, and simply engage in what you're doing now, there's going to be a sense of loss. I think it's so important when we talk about mindfulness that we don't just teach people how to be present, but that we teach them to cope with the experience of being present. Because if it was all that great, we'd all live there all the time. It's difficult to be present. A, because we're somewhat addicted to our thoughts, and B, because a lot of the emotions traveling through our body in this moment are not pleasant. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a leap of faith, but we're going to look. We're going to engage in our present moment task with all of who we are. We're going to recognize when our attention begins to drift to our thoughts about what needs to be done next. We're going to recognize that thought. We're going to be sure that we've written it down someplace so it doesn't get forgotten. But then we're going to shift our attention back to what we're doing now, potentially using our breath as the avenue to the present moment experience. And then we're going to handle that experience of loss, that sense of trepidation as we let go of that thought. But notice my intention was not to let go of the thought. My intention was to simply bring my attention back to my current moment experience with my breath as the avenue. And by doing that, we have essentially let go of the thought. There will be a sense of loss, there will be a sense of trepidation. But if we anchor ourselves in our current moment experience through the breath and engage in the task at hand, we will soon come to know the difference that presence makes.